Last episode, we began the quest, The Vampire Scholar. We needed Fenn's assistance, but when we went to meet him in Dusktown, we found he was missing, taken, supposedly by the Icereach coven. With the help of a werewolf, Edgar, we've been exploring a dwarven ruin, Tis Gallus Tower, aptly named by its new owner and our nemesis, Icereach Tis Gallus, a mad genius. After exploring, we now know Fenn is here. Last episode, we heard his tortured screams as we tried to creep through this ruin to figure out where he was. We now delve deeper, hoping to find Fenn before it's too late.
It fights against its nature, Radavasura, a weaker breed.
No, Signalus. Just the deceived son of an estranged brother, forced to deny his nature.
Being deceived by the son of an estranged brother, they are talking about Fenorian and him being the vampiric son of Count Verandus Ravenwatch, of House Ravenwatch, whom you can meet most commonly through the Daggerfall Covenant story quest line. That was one of my more favorite zones to explore.
That smell, it's overpowering. We need to shut down those machines. That's poison. Why are they spraying it on those plants? More of that nether root. Turn off those sprayers or we'll never get across this chamber.
Distillation, calibrations, and instruction. Do not adjust the nether root growth sprayers calibrations without proper authorization. Current calibrations effectiveness at 97%, primary calibration is at 4 units, secondary is at 2 units. If a nozzle is accidentally adjusted, use the reset to return all valves to current calibrations and report for appropriate punishment. Do not destabilize the mixture. If pure cloud mist is absorbed by the plants, weeks of work will be lost and the nether root will be useless. Notes on current calibration. Neither of the distillations can fall below 2 units or exceed 4 units. The valves will stop if you try to set them outside these parameters. Attempting to push past these parameters will reset the calibration. Remember, the secondary distillate should never exceed the primary by more than 1 unit. 2 units or more will destabilize the current mixture, causing pure cloud mist to spray out. This can result in death, yours specifically. Reset the calibrations only if ordered to do so using the console in the center. This mini puzzle is fairly easy to figure out, since at the end of the reading it says more than 1 unit.
That did something.
2 units or more will destabilize the current mixture, so Nimona just goes to each valve to the left and the right of this main area, cranking each of the valves twice to shut it off.
I think we figured it out.
More than that would destabilize it, but for this mini game to progress, we just need to turn them off.
The mist from that sprayer changed. Keep going. You did it. Now we can cross the chain. Sure as bones, that stone husk is moving.
Nimona suspected something, looking down into the overgrowth below. Yep, the stone husk has now become an aggressive object. Nimona descends to inspect closer. She now sees sentry dwarven machines patrolling the area down here. She's able to just pass them by without alerting their suspicion. Preparing a surprise attack, Nimona leaps into battle with this stone husk. It's not incredibly difficult, but not the average enemy either. Destroying it, she takes a look around, confirming that the other stone husks are not active at the moment, and then continues into the tower corridor. We are reminded that we should hurry and try to find Fenn.
No! No! Why are you doing this to me?
Fenorian! Taking out a gray host battle mage and a few other vampires in this section, we continue on through the corridor, finding that they use this as a torture chamber as well as a hallway. Interesting. Whatever liquid this is that supposedly was the mist, actually, that we just turned off in the other room. It has some kind of weird growth going through it.
Don't turn your back on the Harrow Fiends. One of them actually tried to bite.
Taking out these two vampires, we get to listen to Icereach Tezgalis' mad ramblings.
Scream when I pull back your flesh and flames.
We have what we need.
Icereach Tezgalis and Finn's screaming sounds further away now, but I think we're still on the right track.
A shame he could not be recruited to our noble cause.
The
No!
machine will finish him momentarily, my lord.
Finish your work here, Singalis, and join me in the keep. You must bear witness when we make our move.
Of course, Rada al-Saran. I am eager to see the power of our ultimate Harrow Storm.
No! Finn! Seeing Finn being tortured and held in some sort of red glowing contraption, Nimona sprints to help him, taking on Icereach Tezgalis as quickly as possible to assist her friend. We
You
must
test
stop!
subjects. Just in time. This one is about spent. A shame to waste such vigorous blood. I cannot wait to cut open your skull. You will do well in my machine.
As you almost die.
It's too late. For me.
Fenn's delirious. See if you can free him.
Go. Warn solitude.
Finn!
You should have left me. Go warn solitude.
We'll all go. Tell me what you heard.
Icereach Singalis and Rada al-Saran talked freely while they tortured me. They're planning some sort of assault on Solitude. A massive Harrow Storm.
You're hurt. How can I help you?
I need blood. But I won't drink from an unwilling person. In this state, even with a willing participant, I don't trust my restraint. If I only had my flask.
Oh, here's your flask. I found it in your lodgings in Dusktown.
My flask. Thank you, my friend.
How convenient.
Rada al-Saran is the one they call the Ashen Lord, leader of the Grey Host. He and Singalis often went into the nearby Sanctum to talk. I heard a few words. Map. Plan. but I couldn't make out the rest.
Then we should search Tizgala's Sanctum.
Yes. Once I take a long drink from my flask, I'll join you.
Relieved that Fenn appears to be okay, Nimona takes a quick look around, and then it goes to the next room, searching for Icereach Tizgalas's Sanctum to search for any information about the Grey Host and what they're planning. In a way, it's incredibly lucky that we're here in this ruin where a leader of the Grey Host is, and his second in command or his scientist, whatever Icereach Tizgalas is to Rada al-Saran, what we might find here may be integral to defeating the Icereach coven and the Grey Host, or at the very least, give us some much needed intel to get another step ahead of them.
Take your time. You've been through a lot.
They did whatever they wanted. I couldn't stop them. Exoxengalis was insane, but he was also a genius. If he kept records, they'll be in here.
I see a map and some papers. Hey, partner, take a look.
All right. Remembering how Fenn was when we first met, confident, happy yet somber for an unusual vampire, and seeing him now, walking as though there was nothing to look forward to, as if something was beaten away from him. It almost breaks Nimona's heart. This reinforces her resolve to destroy Icereach Coven and everything affected by it. How this could happen, she'll do anything possible to prevent it from happening to another. Taking the map from the table, she turns and goes to get the letter sitting up near the bed. Grey Host Communique. We are indebted to your great mind. Since your rebirth, you have brought our dream ever closer to reality. Obstacles that I chipped away at over a millennia, you cleave away in mere days. The time for our subterfuge is coming to an end. Continue the refinement of your techniques and supply the Coven Witches with the fruits of your labor. They must produce the ritual materials for Alfra and her kin to deploy. Let the Nords fret over the random hero storms while we prepare to unleash the most powerful storm of all. Send your refined netherroot brew to the Midland camp and to my keep, along with everything else needed for the rituals. I will alert the coastal camp to prepare more medallions and send updated orders to our warlords in the Blackreach camp. Stay strong, my brother, for the Grey Host will soon live again. Rada al-Saran.
So, partner, what did you find? We set out to find Fenn and bring him back to Solitude. Along the way, we learned more about our true enemy, killed one of their leaders, and acquired some valuable intelligence. That's a victory in my book.
Yeah, anything else we need to do here?
Not that I can think of. I'll make sure that Fenn makes it to the Blue Palace. We'll meet you there. And don't forget that map and communique.
All right, see you at the Blue Palace. Fenn?
Come on, Fenn. Princess Svana herself requested your presence at the Blue Palace.
I don't believe I'm very good company right now.
Come on, Fenn. We'll help you through this.
Aw, my mammoth wants to make sure you're okay.
You risked so much to rescue me. Why would you do such a thing?
We're friends, and we need your help. And we need your help. We're friends, and we need your help to devise a defense against the Hero Storms.
I had a lead on that, but Zingalis captured me before I could finish looking into that. I let Edyar down.
I rescued Edhar's pack. He helped us find you.
Then I also owe you for reconciling my debt to Edyar. Exox and Gallus was experimenting with werewolf blood, both to determine why it renders them immune to Hera storms, and to use it to strengthen the ritual components.
Can you use what you learned from Edyar to develop a defense?
Not by itself, but it gives me a place to start. With any luck, that map may provide additional clues. I need to rest. I'm sorry, my friend. This ordeal has been more difficult than you can imagine.
Oh, Fenn, you rest up. I'll see you both back in the Blue Palace. Heading through the east door to the Great Lift Antechamber, we find this is the room we had entered into when we first arrived at Tis Gallus's tower. Heading over to the lift, we're able to take the Great Elevator up and out of Blackreach to Western Skyrim above. Returning to Solitude, we make our way to the Blue Palace. On the way, we overhear some of the citizens discussing our work in Marthal and the unpreventable destruction of Carthald.
It's true. The Reach attacked Morthal. The Jarl's soldiers put a stop to it, as I understand it.
That's nothing. I heard something happened in Carthald. Carthwatch was destroyed.
Reaching the Blue Palace and entering Savannah's room, we follow up with her at last.
You are welcome here, Fenorian of House Ravenwatch.
I don't know what to say.
You're back. Lyris was just making introductions and was about to give her report. Why don't you tell me what happened? By all the Mead and Sovngarde, it's good to see you and the others. Your vampire scholar seems out of sorts, but I'm glad to make his acquaintance. Lyris tells me you ran into a bit of trouble. Care to explain?
Well, Fenn was captured, and we killed a vampire leader, and we also recovered a map and some documents.
And I can't wait to hear all the details. In the meantime, let's take a look at what you found and try to devise a plan. Lyris didn't say much, but she indicated that time is short. Here, take this. You deserve a lot more, but it's all I can spare. The information you brought back from Blackreach might give us a fighting chance. Let's put our heads together and figure out how to use what you learned. My father be damned.
This ends the quest, the Vampire Scholar. Our reward is the Fire Staff of the Grey Host that has a Absorb Magicka enchantment. It deals magic and restores magic, increasing the chance to apply a status effect by 180%. It's part of the Winter's Respite set that has maximum recovery and maximum magicka, and has a healing frost enchantment at 5 items, a enchanted staff once used by the Grey Host and recovered from Tis Gallus's Sanctum. We also obtain the Solitude Silver Wolf, a non-combat pet, Snow Bouncer. Common sights around Solitude, these steadfast and fierce wolves also adorn the heraldry of the city. All of them are, of course, good wolves, and befriending one brings you good fortune to the land of the Nords. Acquired by completing the Vampire Scholar quest in Western Skyrim. The Carthwatch Sigil Shield, which is actually a style, not a shield. We can use this to change our shield style to the Carthwatch Sigil at an outfit station. Acquired by completing the quest, the Vampire Scholar in Western Skyrim. Application cost is 1,500 gold. We get 1 skill point, some experience, and champion points. Nimona has leveled up her vampire skill line to master. Now she can visit the achievement furniture and buy a coffin. She also gets the achievement Friend to Fenorian, one step closer to Champion of Solitude achievement. We killed Tazagalis and brought back a map and a communique. The enemy calls itself the Grey Host.
The Grey Host? Where have I heard that name? Meanwhile, my father rounded up the Herald and moved his soldiers to the outer walls. Then he ordered the quartermaster to stockpile Castle Dower. He's preparing Solitude to withstand a long siege.
Well, good. I'm glad to see that he's well prepared. But you don't disagree with that approach?
That might work against a mob of reachmen, but thick walls can't stop a Harrowstorm.
True.
Any war we try to wage will be over before it starts if we don't find a way to stop them. Fenn knows more about the storms than anyone. See what he suggests.
All right, I'll talk to Fenn about countering the Harrowstorm.
Talk to Fenn. If he has any bright ideas, I'd love to hear them. Magister Fridelia has been studying the Icereach coven medallion, but she hasn't had a lot of success. She seems even less confident about reproducing their protective enchantment now.
Did Magister Fridelia learn anything that might help us?
She identified necromantic components as part of the enchantment, as well as reach rituals. But she isn't an expert on either type of magic. Frankly, I think she's exhausted the scope of her knowledge.
Were you able to accomplish anything while we were rescuing Fenn?
You mean other than hounding my father and serving as go-between for the Jarl of Morthal and the Magister of Carthold?
Sure.
I wrangled promises out of my father and showed our allies that someone in Solitude still cares.
What kind of promises?
I got High King Svargrim to promise to dispatch soldiers to reinforce Morthal's defenses and send aid to Carthwatch. It's a start, but he hasn't actually issued the orders yet. I need to follow up with him after we're finished.
So the High King has finally acknowledged the threat to his kingdom.
Sort of. He admits he might have been wrong about the Icereach coven, as far as that goes. But he still glares daggers whenever anyone mentions you or Lyris. So let's not bring up Fenn, all right?
Oh, man. Sure.
It's all right. I'm ready to help.
This starts the quest, The Grey Host. Next episode, we will talk with Fenn and see if he has any insights into stopping the Harrowstorms and what this Grey Host may be. Is it a cult? Is it a creature? Hopefully, we'll find out soon. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.